stuff.
My father didn't quite have a room like this, nor my mother, but that's fine. We'll walk down.
Okay.
And
Oh, down to, oh yeah, so this was?
come to this room. And this room was my room and my sister Piggy's room.
And here's Tully, who lives here now.
Watching a good program. But we had twin beds. And we had something over here. Oh no, it wasn't this room. Yes.
What?
We had a, people that lived next door had a, had a little girl my age. And from this window to the window across, we had a tin can telephone. Tin can telephone consists of one tin can here, another there, and a string between them. And one, we talked to each other through the can.
What, Tilly?
So that's where you put the basket thing.
And then we also had a basket. There were two attached with two lines, and we could exchange messages, write little stories or put little toys or whatever in it. And we'd pull it across. If it was on that side, I'd see what was in it and send it back with something else.
You gonna do that with Isaac, Tilly? Yeah.
This is before texting.
Yeah, right.
So in those days we didn't have cell phones.
Yeah, really. Okay, maybe now to Helen's old room.
And the
Oh, it's kind of messy actually, but
and this room was a little room that faces the front, and it was my older sister's room. And she slept here, and there was a couch at the front.
Oh, really?
That was full of horsehair. It was an awful couch. It was terrible. It was my grandmother's, but you'd sit on it and you'd get these
Prickles, yeah.
It was terrible. But this is where my sister slept, my older sister. And let's see.
Maiden's room. We can skip the bathrooms.
And down here, we have, in here is, this was Maiden's room. Maiden was the most wonderful person, and I take after Maiden more than anyone. She was, I should say, a nursemaid that came to us before I was born, when my middle sister was born. And she stayed with us for the rest of our lives. Her life, too. But Maiden lived here. There was a rocking chair at this end. And
by that window?
I was sad or unhappy, Maiden would take me on her lap, and we'd rock back and forth. And she would hold me on her shoulder, pat me on the back, and say, "May me love, may me love." And she'd make me feel so good. A wonderful lady.
Yeah.
We only had one bathroom in the house when I grew up, and now there are two.
Yeah, now there's...
Here is a closet.
Right, here's the new bathroom.
This is the new bathroom.
Just did the floor.
Which is wonderful. I wish we had next.
Maybe we should. Do you want to do the third floor? It's getting a little long. Maybe we should... Maybe we should... Yeah, we'll... Yeah, down to the kitchen,
Okay,
actually.
we're going down the kitchen. And it is much brighter colored than it used
Yeah,
to
I just
be.
did this last winter. There's a rainbow on the stairs now. Careful.
I am. Just because.
So backstairs.
I'm not as young as I was here.
Who is? So here's the back hall, probably
This is
a little
the back
changed.
hall. And this is the way down in the basement.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
But we enter into the kitchen. This is a marvelous, large kitchen. We ate all our breakfast out here, and our lunch usually Maiden would feed us. We wouldn't eat breakfast with my parents, but there was a big table here, and Maiden would give us breakfast and get us ready for school.
Those were the days.
We went to the Edward Devotion School.
Yay!
Which is a great school. But we had two pantries. There's one pantry in here where now there's a dishwasher, but I think we had the ice box. Maybe it was out there.
Oh, I wondered about that.
Yeah, we had an ice box out there, and the milk was delivered out in there. But this was a wonderful pantry with lots of shelves.
Still is.
The kitchen sink
Was here.
Which is
we added a window.
Much fun. And windows, yes.
Yeah.
Which are wonderful. Which look out on the Austin's house, which no longer is the Austin's house.
Yeah.
That's a big fence. We didn't have a fence like that.
That was here when we moved in. Yeah, I don't know who did that.
Oh, well, you can hang plants on it.
Yeah, yeah.
And this we call the butler's pantry.
Yeah, we still call it that.
But the thing that's missing, we had a wonderful big copper sink here. And it just was, it was fun. And in here, this is the same, where we had so many shelves for all our dishes. And it was a great place. We had our best dishes here, mostly.
Yeah, the ones you don't use very often.
And then we had wonderful drawers for the silver or anything else.
We use that
and
for
these cabinets, which I think one was
which
a
you could hide in, I bet. Yeah.
a liquor cabinet.
Oh, a liquor cabinet.
Might have been. Yeah. Although Mother didn't drink. I don't know.
Okay.
And
And back to the dining room.
back to the dining room.
Okay.
A little dog that belonged to a neighbor of mine lived over there. And they had to go away somewhere. And I took charge of the dog and took care of him. So one day I was out in the porch with the dog, and the dog we didn't have a screen or anything around the porch, and the dog saw another dog across the street and ran across the street to go and growl at the other dog or something, and a car came along and killed him.
That's what I worry about with Susie.
Yes, and I ran in the house, ran under the dining room table, and cried and cried and cried.
How old were you?
I'm not sure. I probably was about 5 or so, 6.
A little too young maybe to be taking care of the dog.
Yeah.
Well, my
probably all
parents.
3 sisters. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had 2 older sisters, but she was the girl who was the one that lived over there, and she was my best friend. Oh, it was awful. But I survived it.
Dog didn't, but
What's that mean?
to survive means to live.
Yeah.
To get through. Okay, so now this is an official video. So Jane Adams Toumanoff, you came to this house from the moment you were born.
I'm going to interrupt and say it's Toumanoff.
Toumanoff, okay. Toumanoff. So you were born in 1923
Yes.
and lived at 24 William Street from when you were